Previously, she taught secondary choral and instrumental music in the Kentucky public school system. She was adjunct at Marshall and Kentucky Christian universities. She's an active vocalist and pianist, and she sings in several professional ensembles and currently serves as the director of music at South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York. She co-founded and conducts the Mount Hope World Singers, a community ensemble dedicated to performing diverse repertoire. I'm glad this is at the bottom. I was getting concerned for a minute. She went to Wesleyan College and also Marshall University, where she got her master's degree. And she's an alumna of Parkersburg High School. Allison Thorp.
Well, thank you. It's good to be back in my home state. Let's start by doing some singing. And it's a goodie. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be in that number, when the saints go marching in. And I hear we already have some instincts to harmonize a little bit. Well, we're going to sing a bass line to this piece, so let's sing do, do, so. I'll sing the melody while you sing the bass line. So, help you out. Here we go. Down, down. 1, 2, 3. Open the saints go marching in. When the saints go marching in. Good. Oh, how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in. Good. How did you know when to switch notes? Smart. Isn't it funny that we have this instinct and sometimes we think, oh, I can't use my ears, I need the music. How many people do that when somebody says, oh, can you play this song? And you go, well, sure, I need the music. Who does that? I definitely do that as well. But we have this instinct that we take for granted sometimes. There was also one place in there, did you notice, where you wanted to sing something other than do and sol. So let's add one more to our repertoire. Do, do. What's that? Fa, sol, do. Okay, so now you have 3 options. Let's try them again. Do, fa, sol, do. Good, and we're going to split into 2 groups right down the middle. And we'll have you guys sing the melody, and you guys are going to sing a bass line using just those 3 pitches. Here we go. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be in that number, when the saints go marching in. Try again. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in. There you go. So I want to be in that number, when the saints go marching in. There you go, nice job. Let's switch. You guys have the melody. You guys get to sing bass. Here we go. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be in that number, when the saints go marching in. Second shot. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be in that number, when the saints go marching in. Good, what's another way we can sing a bass line? Maybe one that's easier. Any ideas? Alright, I'll give it to you. Do, ti, do, just those 2 notes. Those are your only 2 options, do or ti. Sing do. When it doesn't fit, sing ti. When ti doesn't fit, sing do. So let's have you guys start the melody, and you guys get do, ti, do. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be in that number, when the saints to mi, fa, mi. Those are your only two options, mi or fa. Let's do three groups. So we have group 1, group 2, Adam, you'll like them, and group 3 over here. So let's give you guys the melody, bass line, mi, fa, mi. Those are your only two options. You can do either. So now you have an option. You can either do the roots of the chord, do, fa, and so, or do and ti. All right, here we go. Mi, fa, mi.
Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I long to be in that moment. When the saints go marching in,
Again, oh, when the saints
go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in.
The melody, you have the bass line, your choice, and you get to be the mi, fa, mi, fa. All right, here we go.
Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in,
Again.
oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in.
Good. Take the one part you haven't had yet. All right. So who has melody? I'm already lost. Melody.
Oh, we have melody now.
And now you're gonna be fast. All right. Here we go. Melody, I already lost you over here.
Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in.
Good. We have one more part to add, and that would be do, mi, sol, la, sol, the sol, las. So let's see. How many we got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 divided by 4 is 3.5. Let's have 1, 2, 3. You guys will be, well, your choice, your first. What would you like to start with? The bass part, beautiful. And let's have you do the mi, fa. And sol, la, sol, your two options. And then you get to have the melody again.
All right.
All right. Are you ready? Here we go.
Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, how I long to be in that number. When the saints go marching in.
All right, beautiful. Alternate. So melody, mi, fa, bass line. So, so. And we'll just do it through once. Here we go. Oh, when the saints go marching in.
When the saints go marching in.
It's getting a little trickier, isn't it? Let's alternate. Let's rotate. So now you have sol, la. What did you have for melody? Melody. Mi, fa, I think. Is that right? No, you have sol, la. What have you not had?
Oh, we know me fine.
And baseline? Okay, sing something you haven't sung. Here we go.
Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, I want to be in that number. When the saints
that's different than your neighbor. All right, so that might mean that you alternate a little bit, but try to adjust, and let's see if we can cover all the parts. Here we go. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be in that number when the saints go marching in. Pick something different. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in. What is improvisation? What do you think improvisation is? Spontaneous composition. Any other thoughts?
Spontaneous composition with specific guidelines.
Ooh, spontaneous composition with specific
Free play.
free play. Well, I can tell you when I was in my musical journey, in my musical development, when I heard the word improvisation, I just thought, oh, you make stuff up. And what I found is when I made stuff up, it didn't sound very good. And so then I thought, well, I'm just not very good at it. And I just kind of left it. And I have to tell you, the problem got worse when I married a jazz musician, a friend of Adam's here. And then he started using all these fancy terms of superloquial scales and flat 5-sharp-9 chords. And then I thought, wow, that is really just above my pay grade. I'm a choral person. I like text. I like to interpret. I don't think like that. And I really just kind of got away for it for about 10 years. And then I went to Eastman. I started working on my doctorate. And at Eastman, there are two professors there who are really just kind of at the forefront of research in terms of improvisation and developing musicianship. And in fact, I promised I would be Vanna White here. If you're interested in learning further about it, this is the series that they use called Developing Musicianship Through Improvisation that they've written, and it gets much more in depth than we will get today. Today is just kind of a taste. But it taught me that improvisation is this spontaneous creation, but it is within a structure, and it is the structure that helps people who are at the beginning parts of their journey to kind of latch on so that they're not completely lost in this cloud of sound that's out there. So for our purposes today, we will define it as musical choice in the moment, or spontaneous composition, based on musical understanding or musical structure. So I have to give you a little bit of theory behind this, but we will move really quickly back into singing, I promise. So improvisation, the idea of developing musicianship through improvisation is based on this larger paradigm called music learning theory. Has anybody studied that? Okay, that was also my experience too. It's really big in the Northeast. And the idea is that neurological research shows that we learn music, our brains process music in the same way that we learn language. So for example, if I look at the letter G in our language, it can mean different things, and its meaning is based on the context around it. So for example, in the word great, G is G. But in the word vegetable, it's J, right? And in the word beige, it's J, right? So just the G by itself really means nothing. I have to see it in the context of the word in order to interpret it. Same thing happens in music. If we have a B in music, the pitch B, it means nothing without anything around it. Because in B major, it's do, right? Do, mi, sol, mi, do. But if it's C major, then B becomes, it's the leading tone, a very different kind of thing. And if we're in E major, then it is, yeah, then it's sol. So it can mean different things depending on the context. If we take that a step bigger, if we go back a step, and we go to the level of words, words can also have different meanings. For example, the word mean. It means something, this is what I mean, means something different than the mean is 40, or they are mean. Totally different meanings, and you can only tell based on the words around it, based on in context. Same thing happens with music. We have intervals. The interval of the fourth, which we all know is the beginning of Here Comes the Bride, right? That's how we learned it in college. So we have do, fa, or it could be sol, do, or it could be mi, re, sol, do. So that fourth can function in different ways. It can be a cadence. It can be the beginning of a predominant to a dominant. So it all depends on the context. So conclusion, to have musical meaning, pitches and intervals should be presented in context. And what better way to do that than improvisation, exactly. So I improvise in the choral classroom so we can create and we can interact with music and not just consume, or as I like to do in the choral world, interpret. I love to interpret, but we can do more. We can understand it on a different level. So let's break it down really, really simple. How many piano players do we have in the room? Okay, good. So if we go back to keyboard class, we know that all tonic melodies can be harmonized by 3 chords, 1, 4, and 5 chords. And to prove that, the key of C major, a 1 chord fits under C, E, and G. The predominant chord would be an F chord, C, F, and A. And then a 5/7 chord. And we see that every single note is covered by one of those 3 chords. We also notice that if you start on do, mi, or sol, or C, E, or G, that you can move to a note in the other 2 chords by step. So for example, if I'm on do, and I want to have a 4 chord, I can stay there. And if I go to a 5 chord, I can move by step and just up 1. Same thing happens on mi. You can go up or down by step and hit all 3 chords. And then same thing happens on sol. Which is great because then we can make harmony just by moving by step. And everybody can move by step. Everybody can move by step. So this is what we had earlier. We had sol, la, sol, and then mi, fa, mi, and then we could also add re in there for a dominant. Bass line moving by step, do, ti, do, and the bass line with the roots of the chord. Do, fa, sol, do. So let's sing a common progression, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, our favorites. And let's see, sol. Start on sol. And actually, let's do it this way. Sopranos, where are you at? Okay, you're going to have do, ti, do. You're going to be line 3. All right, altos, you're going to do line 2. Mi, fa, mi, re, mi. Tenors, you get your favorite. Sol, la, sol. How many tenors do you have? Okay, good. And then basses, you get the roots of the chord. All right, so here we go. Do, mi, sol. And let's try this progression. Just read straight across the line. Pretty good. Let's give it another whirl. Here we go. Good. And now we're going to look at a lead sheet, essentially, of the song that we did when we started. So if we look at the lead sheet, we can see the structure, the 1 chord, and then the 5, and then the 4. Let's try singing this. Again, pick a part, do, mi, or so to start on, and you can move by step in either direction. All right, so pick a part, do, mi, so, and I'll sing the melody. Here we go. Oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, when the saints go marching in, oh, how I want to be with love, when the saints go marching in. Good, and look at what you intuited without having to look at it at all when we first started, and now you see it and it makes perfect sense.
That's cool.
Are there any other songs we could use this chord progression for?
Trickle, trickle, little star.
Does it work? I don't know.
Oh, that chord progression, I'm sorry. This chord is the direction.
She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. Let's try this one. Here we go. Start. Do, mi, sol. And I'll sing the melody. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that fun? Let's try a different song. You know this one? And just for fun, since we are back in my home state, we'll try it with a little dulcimer. Let's go back to groups. So let's see. Group over here, let's have you take the melody. And sol, la, sol, mi, fa, mi. And then a bass line of your choice. All right? You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. Yeah, it's pretty fun. All right, so now we've kind of got this idea. We know how things move. We can move by step, and you, of course, move quicker than your students will probably take a few lessons. But you're advanced, and so we go on. If we look at You Are My Sunshine or When the Saints Go Marching In, there are moments where the one chord just kind of stays there for a long time, and you get kind of bored with it. So let's see if we can make it a little more interesting. And we're going to add an arpeggio, but let's just stick to the one chord. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Sing. Do, mi, sol, mi, do. Okay, so if we had 4 beats of the one chord, what could we do with that pattern? Because there's 3 pitches and there's 4 beats in a measure, so what could we do?
Do, mi, sol, do, do. Is that what you mean?
Good, that would work. Do, mi, sol, do, mi, sol, do. That would work. Any other patterns?
Don't be so
You
mean.
can,
Do, mi, sol, mi. Or the Alberti bass.
yeah.
Do, sol, mi, sol, do. Your choice. Let's try it. So everybody's going to start on Do, and when you have these one chords, do a pattern with that arpeggio. When you get to the 4 chord, fa, 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 and then and the 5 chord just sing sol. But whenever you have the extended one chord, let's play around with an arpeggio. Does that make sense? All right, we'll find out. Here we go. I'll take the words out. 1, do, 2, ready, go. Do, mi, sol, mi, do, mi, sol, mi, fa, 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 do, mi, sol, mi, fa, 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 do, mi, sol, mi, do, mi, sol, sol, do. Do something different. Do, mi, sol, mi, do, mi, sol, mi, fa, 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 do, mi, sol, mi, fa, 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 do, mi, sol, mi, do, mi, sol, sol, do, mi, sol, sol. And a little do. Yeah, all right. Good. What else can we do? Oh, we can move by step. All right. So you have all these different patterns. Let's say that you have to start on, and again, we'll just elaborate the one chord to keep it simple for today. So you can start on do, mi, or sol, and then just rock back and forth. So do, re, do, re, do, re, do, ti, do. Just rock back and forth. Or you can start on mi, fa, mi, re, mi, fa, mi. Just rock back and forth. And then the same thing with sol. Make sense? And then when we get to 4 and 5 chords again, we'll just stick with fa and sol. So let's try it. Do, mi, sol. Do, mi, re, do, re, do, re. Fa, 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 fa. Do, re, do, re. you don't know, or you don't know yet, I should say, I think you'll recognize it when I sing it to you. Let me find the words. And let's do the same thing. You have musical choices. You can sing the bass line either by step or the roots. You can add arpeggios. You can add passing tones. You can harmonize starting on mi, harmonize starting on sol. And the other thing that we can do, I know what it is, is we can add rhythm. And let's keep it simple. So, barred eighth notes maybe. So, do, 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 and just work with those two types of rhythm. We'll keep it kind of simple. All right. Let's play first without me distracting you with the melody. Make a choice, and you can rock back and forth between choices. Here we go. Do, 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 re, mi, fa, do, do, That's a little harder, wasn't it? How'd you do? Pretty good?
It'd be really hard without I think the visual, especially for kids.
Well, I agree, especially since you don't have a melody to hang on to yet. This is definitely more of a high school tune, I would say, and I think you'll recognize it. Hold on. Oh. All right. Let's try it again. Try to do something different. If you get lost, you can always go back to the roots of the chord. That's always a good way to kind of get back on track. All right, here we go. Let us pause in this world as bounties, our young sons sorrows will do. There's a song that is yours, that we do. All the dance songs will do. Tis the song. Journey has Yo-Yo Ma and a couple other people on it.
There was a
It's a
DVD
Civil War
released as
song.
well.
It's a Civil War song? Anybody know it?
Beautiful.
Oh, it's called Hard Times Come Again No More. You should look it up. It's a really pretty one. All right. So, applied knowledge. How are you going to know if the students are getting it, besides observing, of course? Ask students to harmonize the chorus of a popular song. Almost all the things on the radio are very tonic. And you can ask them to figure it out themselves, and they get really, really excited, I can tell you. I have a youth choir at church, and long story short, they didn't read music. We wanted to start a handbell choir. We kind of went at it in this kind of improvisation kind of approach. And then lo and behold, they took it themselves and then started bringing in all these songs and saying, oh, look, we can harmonize this and this. And it was an unintended consequence for church. But it worked out really well, because think of all the praise choruses if you have a church job that are kind of the same 4 and 5 chords. And they came in and told me that Royals was an excellent arpeggio song, because the whole melody is just this arpeggio that goes up and down. So they were very excited about that. And then you encourage them to perform it in a small group. And that way they're taking the skills they learn in music and they're becoming more independent. Because what happens in choir a lot is that we teach them this great repertoire, but then they have a hard time learning it without us there to help them. And so this is the kind of learning that they can take and then expand upon themselves outside of the classroom. A good time to do this, I think, is just part of warm-ups. So you warm up the voice, and then maybe you do some sight singing, and then do something orally. I consider this just an oral skill kind of warm-up. And they just love it, because they get to create, they get to make some choice. It's limited, it's within a structure, but it gives them some options besides just kind of regurgitating things. And then further ways to advance, and I can tell you my youth choir is not quite to this point yet, but you can add in some alternative chords, which will make the harmony a little bit more interesting. And then again, if you would like to take it even further than that, these are the resources that you would go to, because they go a lot further than what we've done today. And, we'll close with a song. So, good night, ladies, good night, fellas, good night, ladies, we're going to leave you now. Do you know that one? Good, let's harmonize it. Do, mi, so, pick one, and then you can do any of the things that we've done today. I'll sing the melody. Good night, ladies, good night, fellas, good night, ladies, try again. Good night, ladies, good night, fellas, good night, ladies, we're going to how'd you do? Yeah? All right, let's try it again. Different part. Here we go. And actually, it should be goodbye, I guess, not good night. Here we go. Good night, ladies. Good night, fellas. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you now again. Good night, ladies. Good and you can do this on the piano, boom chuck, or if you have a dulcimer. The dulcimer lends itself well because you can just strum the beats. Guitar will work, and ideally, it's a cappella anyway. All right, some additional resources, again, if you're interested. There's a really great article that's Improvisation and Choral Musicianship that's in a larger textbook. I would check it out from the library. Then you have this series that if you want to come up and just take a look at it, it's geared more towards instrumentalists, but it applies to singers because it's all about singing. And then the last one, Edwin Gordon is the father of music learning theory. So if you have any interest in that, that's the main guy there. And then before you go, if we just take a moment to fill out an evaluation sheet for me, and that is all. So thank you very much.
Do you have any writing utensils?
A teacher that didn't come with
I
writing
don't know.
utensils?
Well, I
You
left
should
them in
use
the
this,
car, I
because
left
you're
them in
doing
the
this.
car of one of my parents.
Are there any
Unfortunately.
questions?
Any
Or
more, I
comments
just
or
use my phone to
discussion?
take notes.
Do you think this would work in your classrooms? I know
Absolutely.
we have such different kinds of classrooms.
And I would probably use boom whackers or chimes or something, just to
Oh, yeah.
reinforce it, because
Yeah.
the children I have are up through 6th grade, so I think
Yeah.
they need a little more
It
reinforcement.
lends itself extremely well to handbells. I've never seen so many teenagers excited
It
about
seems like it
handbells.
would work well in neutral syllable. I mean,
Yeah, or you could potentially do it on numbers. The trouble with numbers is that it gets confusing with the 1, 4, and 5.
yeah, I mean, I think the solfege would be best, but if you did it on neutral syllable, I mean,
You can just use your ear.
you just use your ear and put things tied to that.
Yeah, that's wonderful, thank you.
I know this isn't
Thank you, guys.
necessarily improv anymore, but have you ever had kids write out what they think would work and then have them sing it back?
You know, I haven't, but what would be really great is if you have them audiate, so they're hearing inside their mind, and then they're writing. I think that's great.
I do that with
Composing.
really young ones. I have these little whiteboard staffs,
Oh, sorry.
and even if they can't notate, I have them write, like we used a pentatonic scale, and I have them write out a pattern.
Any other ones? Oh, that's a really good thing.
Do they like each read up their
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think it's
And we did something with rhythm too, where we were thinking about food like pineapple, cake, apple, candy, apple, whatever. Right.
Oh, yeah, no, that's great. Sorry, where do you keep that?
St. Mary's in Parkville.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's excellent.
So this would be another leap to take.
Any other questions, ideas? Contributions to the conversation?
I already found that song on Amazon, by the way.
Oh, good. Did you find the CD?
Yes.